On behalf of Class 91 September set of Government College Ibadan, I say a big welcome to you to this one-day capacity building workshop, primarily intended for the teaching staff of this great school, our alma mater. My name is Adeolu Akiomi, member GCI Class 91 September set, and I have the honor to say that today's program is organized by Class 91 set of Government College Ibadan as part of activities marking our 10th reunion anniversary as an alumni body. As a matter of fact, we graduated from this school 22 years ago, but we began to bring ourselves together as an alumni body 10 years ago, and this occasion is to mark our 10 years of being together as an alumni body. I think our class deserves a round of applause for that. The core essence of this workshop is an understanding of the fact that we appreciate the management and staff of the school for what you are doing for the present school boys. We are indeed proud of your efforts, and I want you to know, and I'm saying this unequivocally, that very sincerely we do appreciate you, because we can see that your efforts are beginning to yield the results which we have been craving for over the years. It's on this note, I would like to call on the set chairman of GCI Class 91 set to please flag off this workshop, and we shall have just a brief remark on principal of the school, then we'll move into the workshop proper. The workshop is actually segmented. We are going to have 3 segments, including 1 tea break. And the 3 areas of focus are communication skills for effective teaching, child and adolescent psychology, and lastly, GCI values and tradition. So this brings us to the fact that we're going to be having 3 resource persons who shall be handling each of these areas of focus, including one very distinguished and prominent old boy of GCI. But I would like to quickly recognize the presence of one of the resource persons, Dr. Adebukola Taiwo. He is the Sub-Dean Postgraduate Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan. You're welcome, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome management staff and all members of the teaching staff to this capacity workshop session. I also recognize the presence of our facilitators for today's program. This is part of our Giving Back initiative to Government College Ibadan. I wish each and everyone a very good time in today's session. Thank you.
My distinguished board, our guest lecturer, my colleagues in Government College. Let me start by appreciating the old boys, especially the 91 set. We have 2 classes in 91, just as we have 2 classes in 73. There is 73 January, 73 September. Similarly, we have 91 January and 91 December. With all sincerity, maybe it's because I'm the father of twins, Baba Abeji. I love the 73 classes and the 91 classes so much, especially the 91 classes. They have added immeasurable value to government college. May God continue to increase you. Let me now come to my teachers, my staff. In most cases, we've been schooling ourselves. We thank God. The results are coming out. I appreciate you all. You know, I hardly appreciate because I say, it's the job we all decided to do. If you have decided to do a job, don't appreciate me. I am doing the job expected of me. But when you do a job as yielding fruits, we deserve appreciation. The boys now, they wrote exams, coming out in flying colors. People say it outside, that common college is now different. The quality of parents who now come around are now different. It's your job that they have seen. And I want to appreciate you. This program is tailored towards, if you look around, you see the infrastructure. Is it the road you want to talk about? Is it the laboratory you want to talk about? Classrooms you want to talk about? What we have in government college surpasses what we have in any public school in Oyo State, if not in Nigeria. So that is hardware. We are now talking of the software. And the class set of 91 is taking the bull by the horn. Software in the sense that the quality of the teacher determines the quality of the product. If the teacher is raw, the students will be raw. If a teacher is given an assignment and you score 70, the best of the student can always score 60. And that is why we need to tutor ourselves. Ọlọ́mọ tí a kọ́ ló máa gbé ilé tí a kọ́ tà. So, by extension, the knowledge you gain will be replicated on the students too. Because the knowledge you gain here will assist you in mentoring the students. What we learn from this is what we have been saying all along. Why? The teaching profession is not all about coming to the class and teaching physics or chemistry or biology. It has to do with total child development. Development of total child. You have the knowledge quite all right. With mathematics, English language, the knowledge is there, fine. But don't forget that you are sitting before me this morning, you are different in characteristics. And I have to consider all the characteristics in handling you. Not just for me to just come around and jabber and I go out as a teacher. A teacher must take into consideration different characteristics of the children in the class. In addition to the knowledge you have gained, curb the excess behavior, reinforce the good ones, negatively reinforce the bad ones, and so on and so forth. And that is why you say you have done your best. I wouldn't like to take much of our time. We have gurus here who are to handle the situation, to handle the lecture, and I want to believe that it's just the beginning. And more of these lectures will be coming up as it has been flagged off by 91 September 2nd. Thank you and God bless you.
Yeah, good morning. Let me appreciate the school principal, Dr. Odekule. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here before you. I want to talk briefly about it, but let me appreciate the old student of GCI. You have done so great by organizing this human capacity building. So thank you very much for bringing me here. And I want to state the reason why he was transferred to this school to be the principal. He's highly principled and a man of substance. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to believe that I'm talking to teachers. Okay? Are we all teachers here? We are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need to talk this morning. We need to discuss so many things. Things that you know and things that you may not actually be aware of. Okay? We want to talk about it this morning. And it's going to help us a lot. I hope you have your pen and your writing and your pen there. Thank you so much. The title of this lecture, the school principal coined it as child psychology. Okay? But I want to call it's going to be interactive. Okay? But I want to call it a child. You know, when I say a child grows to be an adolescent. And adolescent grows to be a young adult. A young adult grows to be an adult. And an adult grows to be what? An elderly person. An aged person. Okay? So I want to call it a teacher. That's the first thing. A teacher, a child, and psychological status. A child, a teacher, a child, and psychological status. When I say a teacher, you all know what that is. Who is a teacher? I refer to a teacher and their psychological status. I refer to a child and their psychological status. Okay? So who is a teacher? If I ask you to give me definitions of what a teacher is, you already know it. So you want to tell me a teacher is a person who passes knowledge to another person. But I want to tell you, a teacher is much more than that. I wouldn't know if you actually understand your person, the kind of person you are, the kind of status you have held in the society. You are an agent of socialization. You are not just a teacher. You are an agent of socialization. And if I have to define socialization, socialization is a process of becoming inducted into the society. I hope you got that. Socialization is process of becoming inducted into the society. And the primary socializing agent is what? The family, not teacher. The family. The family where each and every one of us comes from. You came from a particular family. I came from a family. The children, the students you are teaching, they also came from particular families. Are you following me? But you are also an agent of socialization. You see, everybody comes from the family. And family is the beginning of everything. Family is the beginning of success. And family is the beginning of destruction. Whatever happens in the society is a result of child upbringing right from the family, whether success or failure. But you see, so many families bring children, send children out They send them out. Go and learn. Go and socialize. But you take them up as teachers. So you are doing so many jobs, so many things as teachers. You are not just to pass knowledge. And I will tell you this morning. So you are doing so many things. But I have to tell you something. Teachers, how much do you understand the students you are teaching? How much do you understand them? How much do you know them? How much can you identify their potentials? You're always in the classroom. You teach. But I have been so wondered, and I have been wondering, it has really confused me. I don't know. Even right to the university, okay? We load our curriculum so much in what we call cognitive domain. Honestly. And that is exactly what is happening now right from the secondary school. Rote memorization. So in the university, we load so much of cognitive domains into the students. But at the end of the day, so many of us here are university graduates. In the University of Ibadan, what will be pronounced on you? The first thing that will be pronounced on you is character, and followed by learning. Why is it that character precedes learning? So that is to tell us that what we should teach students in the class is much more than cognitive domain. Yes. Because the first thing is character. And the second thing is learning. Now, we build curriculum. We build it. We build curriculum. What is a curriculum? I don't have to define that. Curriculum means planning. Curriculum means planning. Planning. About what? About what? Society state says, give me students who are viable. Give me students who are worthy in character. Give me people who can build the society. That's what the society is asking you. Ask yourself, are you giving that society what society is asking from you? Are you giving society, are you giving it back what society is asking? And you see, from the needs assessment, that is where the university vision and mission was built. It was built into the needs assessment of the society. What does society need? Give me people who are worthy in character and learning. Give me good people. Now, what are we giving back to society? Are we giving back good products? See, it's sometimes, I don't know. Shall we ask ourselves a question? Is this GCI of the past? I heard when the principal, thank God for the kind of person that was brought here as the principal of this school. Is trying to revive the old glory. So, does it look like GCI is living in the past glory? Or GCI is coming back again? And honestly, I have to tell you, if GCI succeeds, you make it succeed, teachers. And if GCI fails today, you make it fail. So let us begin by the understanding of who a child is. And I want to speak from the world personality. Each and every one of us has our personality characteristics. What is the definition of a personality? A personality is an enduring pattern of traits. An enduring pattern of traits that makes people similar to one another, and that makes people different from one another. It's an enduring. When I say an enduring pattern of traits, so that means it is a thing, it is something that has been institutionalized in me right from the birth. Honestly, right from my genetic formation. But studies have shown that the social environment takes a bigger part of the personality characteristics of people. So which means that the genetic formation, the biological composition of personality of human being is just 20%, while the society is 80%. So what constitutes the society? You are part of it. I am part of it. The id in every individual always seeks pleasure. The id in individual always seeks pleasure, and it is irrational. It always asks for things that are irrational. So it is the ego. The proponents say the id operates an unrealistic principle. Unrealistic, because it is at the state of unconscious level. So it will act so many irrational things. And I will tell you, what are they? Those things it asks from you. But ego operates at the level of the strength of individual. Realistic principle. When each of the individual asks question, the ego, your strength, will ask you, is it right? Is it realistic? But must I do this? Must I engage in this? And the superego represents the moral values by the society. What the society dictates as right and not right. So superego is the societal value. While ego is your own strength as individual. Now, let me now tell you what happened. When the id of individual, asks for so many things that your ego cannot control. When your id asks for so many things that your ego cannot control, then you are gradually getting into personality disorder. People who steal, their id operates in them more than the ego and the superego. That is why they steal. People who do bad things, their id in them asks so many things that their ego and superego cannot control. And that is what is happening. So, you can now see, let me give you an example. I want us to speak the truth this morning. I want us to speak the truth. Is it true or not? So many of us have urinated on the body while it is raining. Is that correct or not? You know, when it is raining and that thing is hot and you are in the rain and the heat is asking you, urinate now. Do you understand? Do you want to tell me it is not right? Okay. If you think that is not right, that is not correct. How many of us have ever gone to swimming pool before? So there is need for you to be conscious of yourself at every point in time. For you to operate well on those students. And lastly, because if I have 5 minutes, I want reaction from you. It's what I call locus of control. How much do you have this locus of control? The mechanisms that you've put in place in order to help yourself in every situation, in order to help the student in every situation. It is into two. We have internal locus of control and we have external locus of control. People with internal locus of control, they attribute whatever happens to them, whether pass, whether failure, they attribute it to themselves. They don't believe in luck. People will say it's a chance of luck. It is luck. I am lucky. People who say I am lucky, you have external locus of control. People who say I am the architect of my problem, then you have internal locus of control. You must always believe that you are the architect of your problem if you want to move on in life. And if you have external locus of control, you won't move quickly. So, some of you talk to the students. Teachers, sometimes you talk so much. Sometimes you talk so much. You must be mindful of the affective domain of the students that you teach. I want to end here. I want reaction from you, just for 5 minutes. Why question and answers? Because I may not have much time again. But I have this doctor sitting down here. You may think he is the school principal. He is a born psychologist. He was trained from the department and a very strong man of the department. Honestly, he can answer so many questions on my behalf. But if there is any reaction in you, let me know.
I want to thank you for the applied biology that you have demonstrated in your presentation. Even though biology has been cancelled in the curriculum for art students, and I'm just amazed the way you are applying those biology. Although some of us, we don't know what to do about it. Because sometimes, the reason why I'm saying this is because when you are shouting where your shout is not needed, you may be tagged a nuisance or a noisemaker. But when you shout where your shout matters, then there can be a productive step. So I know you are an authority in this area, and that's why I'm shouting in your ears. If you are not here, I won't say anything. So, sir, I want to thank you for the applied biology, and I hope if you you have a platform to advocate for the subject biology to be restored back for our students. I think it will be better, especially for our students that want to do psychology. It's very, very important. The way you have applied it, I'm happy about it. Now, question can also come as a reaction. So I have two things that is bothering my mind. I want to recommend this for teachers here. And I don't know if you will like it. Some people may not have time, but if you have time, there are two films I've watched in the line of education that has affected my disposition to this profession. The first one is 3 Idiots. It's an Indian film. Have you watched that film? That film is powerful. The second one is Like a Star on Earth. Thank you. Go and watch those two films, Like a Star on the Earth, 3 Idiots. I'm telling you, this thing he has said from A to Z, you will see that it's embedded in those two things. 3 Idiots, Like a Star on Earth. If you want them, I have the 2 of them on my system. That will be next week. Thank you. Yeah, my question is this. My questions are this. Number one, I want to ask you, sir, our present curriculum, do you think, sir, that the curriculum is still meeting with the demand of our present society? For example, many years ago, a graduate was speaking somewhere. He happened to be working in one communication company. Then, Celtel. Then it was Celtel, many years ago. He said there was a course that nearly made him to have a carryover, extra year. That he just managed somehow to pass the course. That he has been working for years. That he has been working for years in that company, that he has never seen where that course is applied. He is a computer scientist. Now, I look at many courses like that we are offering. Some of us offer certain courses when we're in university like that. And we just don't see the relevance of those courses, and they are in our curriculum. Even in secondary school, I teach biology. And I don't want to talk in that level, but I look at the graduate we are producing, which start even from here. The demand of our society presently and the curriculum we are parading will be teaching 1921 laws and theory that is not applicable to the 21st century, where there is technological advancement and things like that. I don't know, and this is what we are to teach. If you teach otherwise, your inspector, your guards, they will scold you. In fact, we are being examined and evaluated based on how far you have covered this archaic curriculum. So I want to ask that I need your response and reaction to that. Secondly, when a child is having a strength that is contrary to the values of the society it belongs, what should we do? Or how can the child help him? Let me give you an instance. There is this popular man, he's from my hometown, so I know him very well. Teddy Babyface. I know his father too. He said when he wanted, in 1999, when he was about venturing into this comedy, he told his dad. The dad said, you want to be Alawa Dakelekele and Ali Mama. You know there was Ali Baba before that time. You want to be Ali Mama. That if that is what you want to use your life for, you know, and things like that. But now today is known in Nigeria for this so-called comedy. Now, the value system of his father, the society, you know, that thing is against his strength. And he sees his strength as somebody that can talk, that can make people laugh. So that's the dimension of my question. There are some students that you know that they are not dullard, but they are not just wired for academics. And they are good in other aspects. Some of them are into sport and all those things. But the problem with the education system is tailored towards cognitive. We grade based on cognitive performance. We all those things. And we build best students based on cognitive. And that is the best student, cognitive performance. I always question it. Does it mean that is actually the best student? So I want you to react on those two things. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, I'm happy with this reaction. You know, let me start from the first question you raised on the issue of curriculum. You see, I said this in the beginning. I don't know if we are failing or passing, but honestly, we have started to take over right now. Curriculum was developed by wrong people. Our educational curriculum was developed by wrong people. That is what's happening. See, every university has their vision and mission. See, if I ask you to give me a course outline, you don't just bring your course outline. Before you give me your course outline, you need to understand the needs assessment of the society. What does society want? And that is the reason why you must go away from all that. It is what society needs presently that will determine the curriculum. Are we getting it? So if you look at the vision and mission of any university, when you are asked to develop the course content, that course content, you look very well at the vision and mission of that university. That's one. Two, you look at the strength of the society. You look at the needs of society. What does society need? You know, our society is so global now. Sometimes you see, when you finish, like you have said, you finish a particular discipline, but you go abroad, and they ask you if you have done some courses before, and you will say no. They will be asking, how come? And you will now be made to go and borrow that course. It's not good. When you build a curriculum, you don't just build it. You look into the global practices. What happens? What is honestly, so many courses that I teach. Before I develop the curriculum, I look at the society, I look at the assessment, the needs, assessment of society, and I look at so many universities in the whole world. What do they do before I develop my own? Curriculum is not content, course content is not just what you write down, what you look at the book and you write. You see, even some lecturers, when some lecturers come to class, they will come with old note of 1970s. That is full of theories, and they will be employing grammar. You understand? So that's the first thing. I will allow you to talk. Second thing is about strength in a child, which society may term as abnormal. See, that is why I was talking about the concept of normality and abnormality. See, there is what we call talent hunting. People who are motivational speakers, they can talk about talent hunting. They can talk about talent development. See, intelligence can be defined as a functional capability of an individual to cope. What did I call it? Functional capability of an individual to cope with a certain situation. That is intelligence. That is the definition of intelligence. So which means that a child may cope. A child may cope in so many other things and may not be able to cope in academia. A child who cannot cope in academia does not mean it's not intelligent. He's intelligent in so many other things. What about Bill Gates? Bill Gates could not cope. Musician, like you have said, comedian, so many artists, so many people, they can cope. But let me bring it home for teachers to understand. You must understand something today. Personality of an individual must fit with the kind of environment he finds himself. That is the answer. Personality of an individual must fit with the kind of job he is doing. Teachers, is it true that this environment fits your personality? Is it true? Ask yourself, is it true that this job that I'm doing fits my personality? Because it is what we call it personality work fits. Personality work match. It's like putting a round peg in a round hole. If you put a square peg in a round hole, it will never work. Let me help teachers for them to get something right from here, sir. I will allow you, my doctor, to talk. Write something down. You must go and look for it. Write Reasic theory. Reasic. R-I-A in capital. R-I-A-S-E-C. Who are you about it? Reasic theory. R stands for realistic people. My brother, I want you to get this. R stands for realistic people. With realistic personality, with realistic job. I must tell you something today. Look at me very well. Look at me. If I use my hand to do something, to build something, to make something, it cannot work. I am telling you, that is me. So I can never be an engineer. Oh God. Did you agree with me? I cannot take a needle to work on any human being. I cannot dress any wound. I cannot do because I'm not realistic. Realistic people work with tools. These are people who can work with tools. You need to understand those students who are realistic. I stands for investigative people. People who are investigating, they ask a lot of questions and they talk without caution. They talk reasonably. They talk logically. They are so much, they love inquiry. They are scientists, mathematicians, physicians. They are very good people. Researchers. I am part of them.
The question raised as regards curriculum. When we talk of curriculum, every curriculum is related to an environment. You don't just say, oh, in England, in Canada, because what operates in your own land is different from what operates in other land. If you graduate today as a medical doctor, if you want to study medicine in Nigeria, you must be very good at treating malaria because it's a common disease. But in developed countries, malaria is rare. If you have malaria, they think it as a very serious disease. So if you are here there. You have finished your own course as a medical doctor here. You will now restart there based on their own curriculum. Because curriculum is dynamic. As human beings, you are also changing on daily basis. Climate is always changing. You will say rain will fall. So at times it will change the date. Things are not static. And that is why curriculum itself can never be static. If you are treating malaria with liver today, you will kill yourself. If you are treating malaria with liver today, years back to work, today it cannot work again. And things are changing. That is the same thing is applicable to curriculum. It's not something say curriculum in a particular place, the way it And don't forget, every organization has, you are all learning. I was a deputy director of curriculum before in the Ministry of Education. So when they ask for curriculum, you should be able to know what to say about curriculum. Every organization has its own duty. You have to do what? To teach. There are people all over the country who meet to deliberate on what? On the what? On the curriculum. Who am I to say here, despite you say you have your PhD, and I say professors who sat there, there is nothing in their brain. They must have sat. Don't forget, there are criticisms. There are criticisms. Some people will say, go and get people who sit on physics curriculum. If you look at, if you see, there are lots of, what do you call it? Petition of people who put up curriculum. I can say a lot of curriculum. Instead of looking for people in the southeast, in the north, southwest, you limit those who compose the curriculum within Gwagwalada because they are your friends. That's the Nigerian factor. We are not saying they are not knowledgeable, but they ask me to look for people who will now compose mathematics curriculum. Oh, I say, Adelion, yes, where are you? Peter, where are you? Because it will involve a lot of money. So, that's just to add to what he has just said. On curriculum can never be started. And people who compose curriculum have their reasons. When the education was to be tailored towards skill acquisition, they sat again. Don't forget there is a body, National Education Research and Development Council. That's the agency responsible for curriculum. And when you are talking of National Education Research and Development Council, they comprise of professors all over the globe. And they don't just come up with curriculum in one day. They sit down and hold meetings. And don't forget, they have intervals. 4 years, 3 years, look at it again, assess it. This one should be changed, this one should be expanded, and so on and so forth. So, may God help us. That is just the situation about curriculum. Now let me just come to the second question that has to do with eating talent. I mean, strength, okay? Those strengths you look abnormal, that you feel look abnormal. I used to say one thing. Let's come back home here. That particular one, let's come back home here. When we teach, at times they say, I tell those in the language department, organize what? Drama group. Have you? Some in the sports, Some they will say in the cadet unit, in the cricket, in hockey, some of us in some departments. When someone is playing hockey, you'll be looking at it as they never do well. Because your whole subject is important. When you say somebody is busy with the cadet practice, say, is it cadet, you want to be doing? There are some who are generals. Yeah. You are exposing them to different aspects of education. Don't forget, when you organize drama with your language department, it is then you'll be able to know whether this was an A exponent. Lakbaja was trained in government college here. He's a brilliant lawyer, but today a musician. That's to tell you that there are hidden talents in everyone. Those are the talents that we have to explore. Those are the talents that you have to explore. Don't say because my own is physics. When I was in primary school, let me come back. I was very good at mathematics. Very good at it. You could not be bad at enter government anyway. But let me tell you, I had a problem when I entered this year. That's when we have a deal. When you both handling you will not hear anything. I'll say, you want to sing? You say yes. And that was the beginning of failure in mathematics. I'm telling you. Later you get to understand. Because you will not hear a word. You will not hear a word. And you will be packaging yourself. Eventually many of us find ourselves in the art class. Look at the situation. That is to tell you that as a teacher, you have mighty roles to play in determining the future. Those ones to say what people perceive as being bad, it can make the children tweak. Don't forget that our forefathers never went to school, but they were very intelligent. They were made judges, and they will sit down with proverbs, and they will come out with very good decisions. It has nothing to do with the ABC or native intelligence. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. The school principal, Dr. Deputy Anaitio, thank you very much for your leadership. And please, I need you to give a resounding round of applause to our lecturer. Because if you have to agree with me, see my own daughter too. I also took down a lot of things because I learned a lot of things into it. I'm not a teacher, but I do a lot of classification or training. And I've picked some of the things I'll be using to add to my own curriculum too. So I'm happy to be here. And I believe you are happy to be here as well. And all of us have been students before. And I'm sure that we've passed through different types of teachers in the past. And in my past, as a government college student, I want to share an experience on mathematics and English. When I was a student here, I used to attend one lesson back at home. So my English teacher liked me very much because I was always very good. Any simple question, I'll raise my hand, answer. So one day the man said he had talent or he was trained in psychology. And my ever bubbly self, I just asked him, okay, so what can you say about us? You know, the man said, okay, he will say something about me. And I said, okay. I was very confident. And the man said, well, you are very good. But the only thing that will affect you in future is your frivolity. That if you don't address your frivolity, then you have problem in future. That was my first time of hearing the word frivolity. So I didn't understand what the man was saying. But I knew that was saying that something would affect my achieving my dream. So as I got home, I went to carry my dictionary and I checked the word frivolity. And it now dawned on me that this man was actually saying that I would not achieve my dream, if I did not get serious. I was not asking that, am I not serious? Do you get? So, you see, teachers play a lot of roles in the life of students. And of course, following classes, when I attended this class, you will now ask questions. I will not raise my hand to answer. Because in my mind, I felt maybe this man was thinking I was not serious answering all those questions. So I would not raise my hand again. So I think what he said, as a small boy, it affected me negatively because it now held me back. Like 2 months after, the man came to me alone and he told me that the thing he said, I should not allow it to affect me. That in a way, I should work on my seriousness in school, my attentiveness in class. That the fact that I would answer all the questions does not mean that I was not unserious. So it made me look at myself. I addressed a lot of things. And when it comes to communication, that was the English part. Mathematics. Now the owner of that lesson, we used to call him Mr. Olaola. My colleague here, we attended the same lesson that time. When he was teaching mathematics, that part where you have to collect like terms, algebra, the way the man would say it, he would say, Ofito delekun lo delea. He will use that Yoruba to explain it. That if you take one, you understand what I'm saying? In my mind, I was like, this local man. But I met a colleague recently that we attended the same lesson that actually told me that was what helped him in mathematics. The man breaking it down in Yoruba. And that takes me to communication. Communication is key. You passing that knowledge, it's coming out of you. Is it settling in there? In what way? How do you break it down to get it across? That is communication. Communication is beyond speaking. So which is why I appreciate the fact that I was a part of this class. So please, another round of applause for our lecturer. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So the next on the agenda right now is we'll bring refreshment for everyone to have a nice refreshment. Then the second lecturer will come in. And please, the time is already past 10, so let's look at doing that in the next 10-15 minutes. Here we have Dr. Triple A. Please, a round of applause for Dr. Triple A. So he's going to discuss with us communication skills in teaching. Please, Dr. Triple A, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please, can we celebrate Dr. Taiwo one more time for that wonderful, excellent, exceptional presentation? That was awesome. That was awesome. Awesome. Please, can we clap? Please, let's clap. Thank you very much. Okay, great. I'm going to introduce myself just in a bit. But I want to say something to us quickly. That activity is different from productivity. Activity and productivity are two different things. Activity will get us busy. Productivity will get us results. And I believe that the reason why we're here today is just because we want to be productive. I know that we're not just here to be active. And I'm sure that in the next few minutes thereabouts, we're going to learn one or two things again. So thank you so much. I was writing. In fact, I'm sure that your books are not as good as mine. Okay. So I want to celebrate teachers. Let me celebrate you, please. But teachers, celebrate yourself. Let's clap ourselves. I want to say that I was and I'm still a teacher. Interestingly, I'm the son of a teacher. My mother retired as a principal of a little high school 3. So I am a teacher. You know what I'm talking about. My father taught for a while himself before he got into civil service. So we'll get into this and we'll look at communication skills for teaching. So how many of us, please, can you hear me clearly? Am I speaking? Am I okay? Am I fast or should I slow down a bit? Hello? Hello? Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So we're looking at strategies for enhancing your effectiveness as a teacher. All right? Okay, let me do this. Beautiful. All right, so let me just introduce myself. This is what I've done. My doctor is an honorary doctor, not a PhD like our awesome guy here. Yet, anyways, I'm working on it. But this is what I have done. I have like 20 plus years in human resource and doing several things to move around. Today, I'm actually representing a friend of mine. He could not make it. Coach Daniel, that is Daniel Yoha Ochie. He was supposed to be here, so I want to apologize on his behalf. He couldn't come, so he told me that since I'm also in that line to represent him, I have a master's in educational management from UI. So I'm also, you can see that I'm an education person, and it's all in there and all that. So we're here. I'm also a certified life coach. So every once in a while, I'm going to throw some things at us. Some of us will wonder how I knew amygdala is because it's part of our own tool. We learn psychology with neuro-linguistic programming as part of what we learn. So, I celebrate all of us. Thank you so much. Please flow with us. All right. Beautiful. So we quickly do this, just two things. We look at communication 101. We will not assume that we all know. Like when doctor was teaching, some of the things I assumed I know, I learned again. We are all eternal students. So we learn again and then we look at the components of education and how we can be effective much more. Let's look at the importance of communication. Number one, effective communication. Please forgive me. I'm going to assume that we're not just teachers here, not just teachers, all right? So I'm going to put it general first and then we will narrow it down to teaching. Is that okay with us? Thank you very much. All right, so effective communication skills will get you a job. Your ability to communicate effectively can get you a job. We've seen instances where people came for a job interview and they were confident enough to communicate their ideas across and people took them and said, you know what, this guy, I want him on my team. In fact, there are some people that, can I be sincere with you, their resume was rubbish. But talking with them, you would feel, no, this guy is somebody that I need to put on my team. So effective communication will get you a job. Your ability to put across your ideas effectively can get you a job. That's number one. Two is that it will enhance your professionalism. If you say you are a professional, hello, and I know that we're professional teachers here, or we should aim for professionalism in what we do. You must develop your ability to what? To communicate. Your ability to speak across board, convey your ideas to people. Let's look at the next one. It will give your career expression and more relevance. I have found out personally that the more you can communicate either through writing, if you can communicate excellently through writing, you will have a voice in quarters that you will not expect. If you can communicate in writing, you can speak very well. If you can actually listen, because that's part of these things we're talking about, effectively, you will be able to give your career more expression and relevance. Can I also say that your dressing is also part of your communication? It's also very important. How you dress, how you carry yourself, it's also part of your communication. What is communication, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to give you several definitions. Let's start from the simplest one. Communication is the process of what? Of what? Passing information from one person to another. Now, can you see that we made it more simplified there? Please, can we look up? Can we look up, please? You know what? You know where I come from, you know what we do? We just take email addresses, and I think we just do that so that we can learn. Please, we'll take your email address, all right? and we'll send you this. Is that okay? So that you can concentrate, we can interact very well. Is that okay? Please, let's flow together. Thank you. All right. Please, just in case I forget, just remind me. We'll take your email addresses and we'll forward this to you. Thank you very much. All right. So communication is the process of what? Passing information and understanding from one person to another. In other words, it's not just information, but also what? Understanding. So when somebody says, like Doctor was saying, when you say touch this way, okay, I get it. That's understanding. Are we together? So we pass the information quite all right, but many instances have you noticed that we pass information, but people don't understand it. So communication is not complete without understanding. Are we together? Beautiful. Let's move forward. Yeah, so it's a way people share their thoughts and feelings. Can we get that? Your thoughts and feelings, what you are thinking, you are communicating, you are passing it across, you are sharing it with somebody. How do I know you are communicating? When the person is able to reflect the emotion that your word conveys. Are we together now? Now you have communicated. Your feeling, it also goes beyond what you say. Like I said before, it goes to what you wear. Goes what you wear. Do you know that there are some circles that you will enter? If you're not dressed a particular way, they will not accept you. They won't accept you. So these things are very important. It is central to your core self. It is also key to your success in your relationships, in your workplace, and everywhere. Do you know why there's conflict in workplaces? There are conflicts in workplaces. Why? Because of a gap in communication. And this happens a lot. I don't know about you, but in my house, it happens a lot with my children. So my daughter comes to me to report my son that, Daddy, Korede said this. Korede says, no, Daddy, I did not say that. That's not what I said. Hey, no, this is what he said. I want to beat him. And that's exactly what happens even in the workplace. Sometimes what you think you heard is not what you heard. It's not what is being said. But there was a communication gap, and so conflict comes out. And you know that it is also colored, and we get there in a bit. It's colored by, your communication is colored by perception. Because communication is not just words, it's also the tonality of the voice. In other words, the way the person says something, you know, like our people will say, Pele la po la bo. So you say, Pele. You're like, so there's a difference. So these things differ. Are we together? Alright, so you can have brilliant ideas. Look at what Lee Laboka said. He said you can have brilliant ideas, but if you cannot get them across, your ideas will not get you anywhere. You have the best of ideas in your head, but you don't know how to get it across. There's a problem. So communication is very important. Now, the more you become effective at communicating, the more and greater your success. I remember the first time I started working, the first thing that I had to learn was writing. Because when we were in school, what we only learned to do was just to write and copy notes. But then they had to start teaching us what? How to write in corporate language. In fact, there's a lingo that teachers use, two of us. Come on, are we here? Please relate with me. I'm not like Doctor. Me, I drive on communication. Can we relate together, please? There's lingo in teaching. Lesson notes. Abi? You know, sir? School, sorry? Scheme of work. Curriculum. All those things are lingo that what I express in teaching. If you get into the banking sector, you hear things like accounts, targets. You know what I'm saying? If you get to ledger, if you get into the medical line, you hear things like transfusion. Then they give you big names that confuse you. Are we together? So, it's important that we become more effective in communicating. All right, beautiful. Okay, so I've talked about this, so let's just move forward. Now, it is critical to any organization, and it can help it in many ways. If you see an organization that is thriving well, it means that the communication circle is working effectively well. All right? And I can see here that there's a proper channel of communication. I can see it. I mean, the way doctor was talking, I could see it. I could see effective communication. Everybody, is relating, everybody is flowing. And that is very, very important in any organization. All right? Now, I said all that to say that this is what teaching is. Teaching is about what? Communication. Oh, come on, are we here? Teaching is about what? Communication. As a teacher, your greatest skill is communication. You can put people away. You can block the minds of your students by saying the wrong thing. They will shut down. They will not listen again. Just by saying one thing, or by your body language, or for the fact that they were talking to you and you did not listen. So, it's very, very important. It's about this. It's about listening, speaking, reading, presenting, and writing. Can I say to you that as a teacher, personal development is key. I know you know. Or let me say, I know we know. But like somebody rightly said, it is true that the times are changing. We are relating. I work with a lot of youths, and I can tell you that how we start to talk is different from the way it is in class. When you want to reach them, are we together now? You know that most times, when we want to communicate with these young adolescents, do you know that you have to use the present trending word to first get their attention? Sir? Slogan, thank you, sir. I remember when Yahweh came out. If you want to teach them about maths, if you mention Yahweh, you have caught them already. Now it's baby here. Wow, they can call maths, they will connect instantly. Rather than you just saying, come and do your assignment. This generation, they are changed. They are not like, our set was a serious one, this one's, so we need to get them. Now, the truth is, it's not that they are serious, but there's a way to get them. And that's what we need to do. So we need to read, we need to present, we need to actually write and do all these things. Look at the communication process. I just started to break it down. So the sender has an idea. Number two, what happens? This idea is what? Sent in a message. Sender encodes the idea in a what? In a message, and then sends it. It travels over a channel. So it could be a channel, it could be a phone channel, it could be through writing, all right? It could be voice. So several things are happening these days. Can I say to you that I advocate for teachers to use technology to teach more? For example, one of the things that I do is that I teach a lot. That's the truth. And one of the things that one of my tools is WhatsApp. I use what the voice note a lot. Voice note a lot. You just tell them what you want to teach them. Record it, send it to them, they listen over and over again. You know that a lot of them have phones these days. So you can actually teach them more and more. So it travels over the medium, the receiver decodes the message, and what happens? Feedback. So communication is not complete without what? Without feedback from the what? From the sender. Are we together? So you are talking to your students in class. Once you speak to them, it's important that they actually give you feedback. They must reply you. All right? Now, when that happens, thank you very much, Doctor. Have a nice day, sir. Thank you so much. Yes. All right? Then we have possible what? Additional feedback to the receiver. In other words, when you speak to the person and the person gives you feedback, you can now give the person your reaction, and then you can have additional feedback. That is important. If you can get them to, first of all, you can catch them by sharing what is going on presently. If I start talking about xenophobia, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. True or false? So imagine when we started, if we just started our gist with xenophobia, all of us will work, we will warm up to one another. So somebody, a student that has not taken breakfast in the morning, is in your class, and the first thing you're asking the student is, where's your assignment? And then some of us, forgive me, the first thing you greet them with is a slap. Oh, it's serious. Share that. Oh, it's serious. No, but when you get into class, and the first thing you did is, I don't care this man. Are you aware of what is going on in South Africa? They start talking. After they calm down, they are already in that mood to catch whatever is happening. Storytelling. These things are important. Are we together? Why? Because their stage is not the stage of lecturing that we do in university. We need to interact with them. Reading. Lemony Snicket said, never trust anyone who has not brought a book with them. You know the very common one. They said that readers are leaders. Readers are what? We need to work at that. Every single day. You know, I came across a guy who reads 2 books a day. 2 books a day. Please, how many books is that in 5 days? 10 books. Let's do 30 days. How many books is that? Yeah? 60 books. Okay, let's do 3 months. 180. Are we together? Now imagine if you were reading on teaching, you were reading 2 books a day for a year. And then you did your subject, you were doing your subject title, but you were also reading something on leadership, because it's one of the skills that we must develop in. Leadership, the ability to take people along. You lead them, they follow you. You inspire them. These are not beyond us. So when you read, what happens? You are able to have solutions to problems. When they speak to you, can I tell you something? Anybody that reads is like a magnet. Have you noticed? If you see people that read a lot, they are like what? Magnets. People will draw to them because they will just say something. And sometimes like, what did you say? Then they want to interact with them more. So it happens that way. Let's move forward. Writing. I love this one. When I saw this, I said, wow, this is good. Every secret of a writer's soul, every experience of his life, every quality of his mind is written large in his works. Sometimes, you know, we say that we don't have enough. Can I share a secret? As a teacher, it's not bad if you also decide to write your book. Write your book. So beyond just writing for your lesson notes, doing your coursework and all those things, why don't you write a book? Now please, how many of us have been in teaching for like 10 years? Can I see your hand? 10 years? Can I say beautiful, beautiful, beautiful? So that means that you have materials you have used consistently for 10 years that you have developed, sir. True of us. Sir, have you written a book, sir? You have written a book. Thank you. Please, can we give me a round of applause? Anybody else, please? Like you raise your hand. Okay. You don't want me to ask you. Okay, sir. Have you written a book?
But not on what I'm teaching here.
It's not on what you're teaching, but you've written something. You've written a book and published. Please, let's give me a round of applause. Teachers are the most widely read people in the world. So why are you not writing books? Write books. Share your experience. Share with us the challenges of teaching. Somebody else will learn. For the first time, sometime this year, somebody wrote on the challenges of practicing as a lawyer. I've not seen it before. The people who just came into power, when they saw that book, they were impressed. They said, thank God, somebody has written, at least we know what to face now. So share your experiences by what? Writing. And these things will actually help us out. So beautiful. Of course, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chimbulu. Please, another round of applause for your participation. As I was listening to you, like every one of us were listening to you, I I learned a lot of things, particularly the aspect of reading books. It's very important because when you read a lot as a teacher, you have more to give back. You know, what many of us teach are probably the things that we, are discipline, some of the things we have learned ourselves. But then when you are teaching and you are able to, to share some of the things you've also learned, through reading books, you create people. And I always say, in my opinion, the money paid teachers is not the reward. Until when you are 70, 75, and then you meet somebody with his family, and then he has to stop the car to come out to stop you and introducing himself to say, you forgot my face. You be like, I can't remember you. And you start telling how you are my teacher in government college, and you now see that somebody you train is made in life with his family and all that. Personally, I have done that a lot with my teachers in government college. Many times I meet them. Somebody marveled when I say 75. 75 is not cast in stone. I'm basically saying when you get older. So 60 is part of getting older. So your reward is in that, that satisfaction. So as teachers, I think we should learn to, improve our communication. It is very important. So another round of applause for the facilitation. Dr. Odekule Maitio and the school principal would like to add a word or two to wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this class set for this laudable program. Yeah. You just said something now. Just, I think it was 3 weeks ago, I received a call from the class of 89 that I should present myself at Queen's School. The three of us, my good self, Odeda, who is now the director of science, and Toyosi, Ogunkunle then, Toyosi Abodere now, she's now in Lagos. And the three of us, Toyosi couldn't come, Odeda couldn't come, he went for his younger sister's marriage at Okeo. I was the only one that represented them. And the ladies were there, bank managers, and so on and so forth, lecturers. It was then I was given an award, and it's all over the WhatsApp of Fadore, ancient old boy. Everybody knows, congratulating here and there. I will thank God because any job you do it with diligence. You close your eyes. Nigerian way, oh, you can't kill yourself. Like kill holiday, this is holiday period. Nobody has disturbed anybody. When it is time for work, you're supposed to be there by 8 o'clock. You start giving excuses. You're supposed to be in the class at a particular moment because they have not come to call you. You are waiting for the call to come and call you. You teach, you don't accept. I'm busy here. Those of you at the back there, you listen and learn as you teach the boys who learn from you. These are the things that you need to grow inside. You never can tell when they will remember you. I never thought they would remember me. I will thank God that it was not a posthumous award after 25 years. After 25 years. If they were to give me a car, that's how it will come. That is life. That is life. So do your best when you have them. Don't let us do it in a Nigerian way. The lecturer who went said, he said, anybody who has ever prayed for Nigeria this morning? Nobody. Very few. If you look at the number, highly insignificant. And that's the mindset we have. Anyone that is willing to change that system, the corruption is so eating deep into the system that anybody who is trying to do the right thing is too heady and too strict. You are straightening things, it's heady, it's wicked. You don't come late, that person that says you don't come late is the one that is wicked. But the one that gives you a pat at the back, when you come by 9 o'clock, says he's a nice man. It doesn't disturb you. So, gentlemen and ladies, let me now come back to what he said. Let's communication, I mean. Very vital. Why I'm saying I appreciate them is that you are not just teachers. In the teaching profession, you are education officers. Apology to GCIOBA, he was an education officer. In the education, your own job is different from the teaching profession. You are trained as a civil servant how to address issues. And you have to learn from your superior officer. You know nothing. If your guy closes his eyes, it's just as you close your eyes to the boys. If a boy in SS2 now is raising his shoulder over you and a graduate, you'll be looking at him. Now, what has this one? What does he know? Likewise, if a director in the service is talking to you, he has seen beyond what you are seeing. Language is very, very, very crucial. As a civil servant, language can lead someone into jail, God forbid. The way and manner you use language, communication, that's exactly what I'm referring to. The way and manner communication. If an error is committed, I could remember I was to draft, when I was registrar of examinations, I was to draft a budget, and there was an error. And the error skipped everybody till it got to the commissioner, till it got to the head of service, and it was approved. That's a shortage of about 300,000 that we were to use. We now sat down. And my director said, see what the registrar has caused. And I said, who approves, sir? Who approves, sir? That means he also made, he said, out of stress, anything can happen. Communication as a civil servant, that's exactly where I'm going now. You will discover when governor says anything, yes, sir. Commissioner says anything, yes, sir. Director says anything, yes, sir. But when it is time for you to sit down, come with ideas, you now sit down and table issues. I don't know who is there. If you have not worked at the secretariat, you are not yet an officer. The so-called politics of PDP, APC, ADP, or whatever you call it, in the civil service it is worse. Because they don't tag you to be in the political party. There will be different camps, different groups operating underneath, and you won't know. But if you are a good officer, you can communicate well. We love people who can communicate in the civil service. When I try to communicate, they say you write to the governor on anything. Things that you have done in this school, I do the right things. When you want to write, we want to do this in government college, we want to do this, I start with, I humbly and respectfully. You first of all praise the governor. I'm sorry, our Asian boy will say, I'm a civil servant. Why should I start writing that way? Oh, your disposition, your excellency, sir, your disposition to education this time around will take Oyo State to places. You are communicating. Even if he doesn't want to read the content, he will sit down. But if the first thing you start to show is the negative side of what he's doing, you yourself, are you perfect? You first of all praise. You then tell him what exactly you want. That is communication. Otherwise, if you start any memo, any officer who does not know how to write memo can never rise in service. And people will be avoiding you. You can only make changes when you know how to communicate. I'm replicating what you are saying in the service. When you will leave classroom situation one day and you get to the offices. You are training yourself in the school setting now. You will get into the offices where people will be coming from Okeo, from Shaki, from Shepeteri, from Oyo, Gomosho, requesting for issues that you have to put in black and white. And if you cannot channel such requests well, it makes it what I do. That is the essence of communication that he has brought to you. He's talking about communication in the classroom setting, communication to your boss, communication to your superior, to your colleagues, communication to your students, significant others. I always say one thing, as a wife at home. You go to your husband and say, don't forget, the children are going to school. The book, the bag, so don't forget to remember how your mates, that's the way they do it. You are not likely to get any result. But if wise women, when you need things like that, you will look for the best soup that your husband likes best. The best food. By the time you are doing that, it's understanding, and by the time you want to put the thing down, you put your two knees. Yeah! The day you got married, you'll be pretending at the reception. Why can't you showcase it again? I can tell you, I'm telling you, that's communication. But if you wife, listen to me. Practice what I am saying. Practice what I am saying, and you see the difference. When you kneel down, sir, that is what, this, I can bet it with you. 5 out of 10 men will go into the bedroom where he is keeping the money and give to you. There are some who are so stingy that even want to cut their fingers. You need to double your effort. That's communication for you. But if you say that there are some who first of all push you back, so do you think I need money?
The principal of government college, senior school, principals of the junior schools, our masters, they are present, the old boys of the special class, 1991 September. Ladies and gentlemen, It's a pleasure to be in the Assembly Hall of Government College here, talking. In those days, it used to be a real privilege to talk in this Assembly Hall. My impression when I was coming here was that I was going to talk to President Boyce. I didn't know I was coming to talk to the higher caliber of government college community, our masters. I'm told to talk about GCI tradition. It's a pleasure to do that because I came to government college and I passed through government college, and I can say that government college also passed through me. Let me correct one impression based on our traditions. I'm coming here to talk to education officers who are engaged in passing knowledge to the present boys, imparting knowledge. And in other places or other schools, they are called teachers. In government college, especially with regards to the function you are performing, you are not teachers. You are masters, male or female. If you happen to be a woman, we refer to you in those days, and I think you should still continue as a female master. So I'm here and I'm happy to talk to our masters. I want to appreciate the 1991 September boys, or old boys, for this, for having the effrontery to bring up this exercise. I think it's effrontery because when you bring our masters to give them some knowledge about their work, about the environment in which they teach, I think it's real boldness. And I want to congratulate them for having the boldness. And I want to appreciate our masters for also condescending so low as to come and listen to what the boys, their boys, have organized. Also part of GCI tradition. Old boys look at you as if you are our masters when we were here. And that's why we accord you that respect. Even if some of you happens to be the son or daughter of the old boy, we still regard you as our masters. Having said that, as introduction to GCI tradition, I want to emphasize that it is very important for you to know the environment in which you are working. I was once an education officer. Well, let me start with telling you who I am. Olale Efalolo is my name. I was in Car House when I was in this place, and I entered this school in 1962. I don't know where some of you were there. But that's not to say that the masters will still look at me one of our boys. Now, the environment in which you are working is special and is guided by education law of Oyo State and traditions of Government College, Ibadan. Some time ago, I happened to be an education officer, and against my wish, I was posted to Queen's School to work. Looking back, I can say that I was a successful education officer in Queen's School because I understood the girls I was dealing with. I understood the environment because GCI tradition and Queen's School traditions are in many respects similar. For instance, looking at some of us who are old boys, especially of the second generation, second 25 years, we are amazed when we come to Government College and we see our masters carrying cane. And we wonder, what are we going to do with cane? In those days, the use of cane was not a common feature in Government College. So when I was in Queen's School, I knew that I did not have the power in those days to cane any student. I knew that. Just in the same way, when I was in Government College, I knew that no master had the authority to cane me. Of all the masters I had, only 6 of them were allowed to cane. The principal, the vice principal, and the house masters, 4 of them. And anytime they wanted to apply the cane, it was done in a ceremonial way. It was not done in the primitive way that is done in other schools. But in the last few decades, we've seen teachers or masters Government College carrying cane. Maybe that is part of the global change that is happening. But Government College, an average Government College boy of my time will look at a master carrying cane as a bushman. That was it. That was the tradition. But the masters had the right to report to any of those 6 people for discipline. And the cane was used only for misdemeanor, misbehavior, and not for lack of knowledge in the classroom. Maybe at the time I came, Nigeria was just 2 years as an independent nation. So we still had a lot of these colonial laws. In the African context, the use of cane is part of the instrument for teaching and learning. But in the white schools, the type of government college. That's Eton College. The masters were not carrying case. So that was sort of tradition we had then. Then talking of the masters too, the masters were powerful. Masters were powerful. If as a student, you misbehaved in the school compound, what we call the school compound in my time is this academic area. That's the school compound. Anyone on the other side where you have GS1 now, it was called Swanston House, or the other one, Car House, we refer to them as house grants, or GS2, which was Field House, or the defunct Dry House. Those are house grants. That part of the school compound, school area, school premises, was open to boys to play pranks. Boys were not allowed to play pranks in this school compound, either in the classroom or in the laboratory or on any of the beaches here. If a boy misbehaved to such an extent that he deserves to be caned, and any master or prefect reports such a boy to the housemaster, the boy will be in soup. It will have been better if the master actually slapped the boy in the school compound than report. Like I told you, when you are reported, you are recommended for caning. It is always done in a ceremonial way. On the house grounds, the housemaster will announce when he's coming around to carry out that exercise. And when he gets there, he will request that he should be given a bench. And he will request for the cane. The way the prefects will hand over the cane to the housemaster will be as solemn as the way we take Holy Communion in church. The housemaster will tell the story of how the boy had misbehaved in the school compound, and moreover, how he has actually disgraced the house. Not only had the boy actually misbehaved and disgraced himself or his parents, but having the effort to disgrace the house. It was taken as a very serious offense. So there was always mutual respect between the masters and the boys. And of course, if the master told any boy, we're going to report you to the housemaster, I don't know, the reaction will be terrible. The boy will almost be frustrated that his case should not be reported to the housemaster. I said almost frustrated because in those days, GCI boys were not frustrated. We were not. But I know boys are now frustrated these days to greet their masters, to greet the principal, to greet the senior boys. But during our time, boys were not prostrated to ask for favor, because it was primitive of me to prostrate to the principal. The principal was a white man, so when you prostrate to greet a white man, you must have come from the jungle. That was the way we looked at it. I hope you will pardon them. But then, I guess you have a lot to gain by understanding the psychology of an average government college boy. Not only an average government college boy is extremely brilliant if he came in through the right process. He also believes, after saying about 2 months here, that he's a special Nigerian, and he carries this along with him everywhere. An average government college boy is always carrying his head high. But who wouldn't? If he took the common entrance exam and he scored well over 70% to gain admission into this place, why will you not be proud? Why there are some schools where people gain admission into with about 45%. Also, I want to thank you and the principal for the brilliant performance of the boys at external exams. Though, as old boys, we're still not pleased with the results, but each time the principals tell us it is the best result in Oyo State. So all we can do is to pray for those other schools who manage to have 3 or 4 students gaining admission to the university, while government college is proud of having as many as 50, 70, 80. Our expectations as old boys is that we should go back to the era of 80%, 90% of our products gaining admission into university and involved in such highly competitive courses in the university. I want to thank you all for what you are doing, for what you have done. But again, I want to implore you to please understand GCI traditions. There is no part of our GCI tradition that we are ashamed of, although we're trying to modernize them because of the trend in Nigeria. In those days, when we had swimming pool, the boys were swimming naked. We cannot continue with such tradition. It is primitive to allow any boy to swim naked. So we have removed some, but those ones that are still available, we are trying to immediately to them. And I want to appeal to you, those of you who are not products of government college, to consult the principal and old boy masters for these strange traditions of government college, so that you understand them. Thank you very much.
Please, let us take that round of applause once again. When our ancient was giving his lecture, and it got to certain stages of that lecture, myself and my friends there, we remembered a lot of things. He mentioned Queen School, and well, in his time, we are the third generation, right? But there were some boys there, my friends. I don't know if that time their class had been moved to Queen School. because we will not see them around. Maybe they are taking their own maths class. All of them are runners now. Maybe they don't, I will call their names. So, back to what teachers symbolize. See, let me tell you the truth. There was a teacher, our guidance counselor, when we were in government college. His name is Mr. Bade Oyewole. If you came late to school, this man, all these bushes, he will wear rubber boots. You know, those rubber boots high. He's ready to enter that bush. He will not run. No. Once he sees you, you are in the bush, you are trying to run, dodge, he will call your full name. Once he calls your full name, why would you run again? Where are you running to? Because if you are in class, you will now come. I say, yes, we are come. So you don't need to run. You see, these were teachers that understood government college. And like he rightly said again, as we are here, we are finished from government college since 1997. But of course, we still see all of you as our teachers. Because I'm looking at you now, and you can as well be my teacher, and an old boy back in our time, you know, is standing here talking to them. So we really appreciate your coming, taking out your time to be here today. We really appreciate it. Please a round of applause for yourselves. So the point we are now, we want to distribute the certificate. So after the distribution of certificate, I want to call on Mr. Olasusi. Hope I got the name right. Yes, he will come and give the vote of thanks, but they are going to distribute the certificate now.
I want to say that our principal has been very passionate about trying to orientate us about the values and traditions. And most time when he talks about it, he is very passionate. And sometimes we have some questions. But most of the time when we interact, I always say, when somebody that has seen the glory of the past and you see what is happening now, you want to bring the glory back. To some of us that are not there, then it will be as if it's being excessive. So I want to commend our principal to in your ears. But sir, when you are talking, you know, it's always good to hear the elders speak. You gain wisdom, you gain knowledge and understanding. But sometimes, as people of another generation, you question some of those traditions and values. And I think we are free to do that. And thank you, sir. So I see changes in times. By what you are saying, that was the time when immediately we had our independence as a country. So the Nigeria of then is different from the Nigeria of 2019. And I hope you agree with me. And our environment affects our pattern of thinking and behavior. And you know, tradition has to do with our pattern of thinking and behavior. And that value is passed from one generation to the other. Now, your kind of students, your kind of environment then is different from our kind of environment now. And as a result of that, we have different categories of students that determines the reactions or response from teachers. So I see change in time, I see change in hands. At that time, it was the Oyinbos, and there is a conflict of tradition. Somebody frustrated and he thought they want to fight Kung Fu. It happens even in Nigeria. It happened to a friend that told you of such. But this is African, taking Africa. In fact, this is Yoruba man teaching a Nigerian, because not all students in government college are Yoruba, but this is Yoruba. And in our context as Yoruba, we believe in respect. And one of the ways to respect in the context of African, especially for Yoruba people, is that you take a slight bow or you prostrate, if it be. To the Europeans or the Western people, it's absurd. This is the change in time I see. I see also that I had an experience. I remember an experience I had when I was first posted there. I don't believe, I see it as something negative to carry cane around as a teacher. So when I was teaching in a place, in one class, I was talking to them when the students were misbehaving.
trying to cancel them and all that. The teacher was passing by. I said, she said she has always watched me every time I go to class. I had the student disturb me. He said, see, these boys will take you for a ride. Get a cane. When they see cane with you, they won't take you for granted. I discarded counsel. Then I continued. Then I discovered that so the first day I came in with cane, I'm telling you, I had the best decorum in that class. Now, based on those things I've said, sir, I want to ask that are those traditions you hold on so tightly because of your time in this school? Do you think, sir, realistically, that they are still valid for the present time? That's my first question. Number two, now, the way you are saying, because why I'm saying that is that in normal government college, you have said something that gave me an understanding about some of those old boys that we see around. And I've challenged some of them, engineers of bearing witness. Some of them, I had some perception about the way they approach some of us. And I see where it's coming from. And we have discussed it severally. Now, I want to ask, secondly, that what would you recommend? Looking at the context we have, the Nigeria of our time now, and the kind of students that we are having now. Now, what would you recommend as a way of ensuring discipline? Are you saying we should not use cane at all? Because there was a time I was researching into the philosophy of cane. I call it the philosophy of cane. That where does it come from? Is it a colonial source? But from what you have said now, I gain a knowledge that is not from the colonial master. So I need you to please expatiate more on those areas. Thank you so much.
We are not saying that cane should not be applied. There is no school setting where you will not apply cane. But let me tell you, a trained teacher can manage any behavior. At times, when I stand at the assembly ground, when they want to make me, I say, anybody that talks outside, give me, and the whole place will be quiet. Otherwise, all of you will need to be having cane because they are making noise. If they make noise, you say, okay, you are all making noise, kneel down, give them 5 strokes. But there are some technical ways of managing behavior in classroom situation. You are wiser than them. And anything they do. When I was posted, yes, one of my colleagues, Jide Oluke, who is a big pastor in Abuja, he said, because we were both a bit boys, we were boys, he was saying, I wonder what trick those boys will think they can play on you, this guy. Because we knew ourselves. So I know how to curb such. You have done the job. Look at them. You have done the job. Stabbing themselves with African church. Fighting. Have you not achieved it? Is it cane? You came sparingly for those who violate the rules of the school. Sparingly. And when you are caning, you came for reasons. Oh, the boy has stolen. Okay? There are fundamental rules. There are some offenses you can pardon without cane. You need to assess, as a teacher, you need to assess behavior. At times, you won instead of caning. When you won the first time, you can won again the other time. Because they are not as intelligent as you are. That is why they are behaving the way they are behaving. Some of us are worse than them when we were at their age. We should remember that. But if peradventure you need to use cane, what you are saying, a teacher should not take a cane to the class to show to the class that if you misbehave, I will cane you. You don't come to that cane first. Otherwise, they will not understand your lesson. Like ọmọdé mi wà tó jẹ́ pé tó bá rí ẹgbàá lásán, ìwà àtẹgbà ló máa wò. N tó ń sọ kò ní gbọ́. Ọmọ mi náà gbogbo ṣe mú dání yẹn kò kíá because ó ti jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́ tó sùn. So we don't come to the class with it. But if peradventure a child misbehaves, ó jalè, ó mú ọ̀rẹ́ nìkan, ó rude sí teacher, there are some behaviors that should be called. Okay? My friend, you have done this, and that attracts 4 strokes of cane. You are giving the reason why you are caning. I was in one school at on inspection. Yes, I remember. A school at Okebola. And we were there as inspectors, and the lady teacher held the cane. Just as you are sitting down as like pupils, she was holding the cane. Maka, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2. And as she was moving around, the boy was reciting the times table, crying. Then I called her. Maybe she thought she was impressing us. Some will be crying, shedding tears. Then I will say, before, when she moved around like this, before coming, the one here will be looking at the back. I will be shouting, 2, 3, 2, 4. You are not teaching. And I asked her, don't you know you are breathing truants? Tomorrow, the boy will say he's not going to school. The mother will hold him or her again and say, you want to be thief in your life. The mother will cane her home again. The boy will now say, if this is what schooling means, I am no more going again. The boy will not be able to tell the mother what is happening in the school. But the mother too will say, oh Lord, láyé kìí ṣe bí. And before you know it, the mother will start her own. Then the boy will not look at himself. Their mind is so tender. The mind is so tender. Is this what they call school? And that is what we are saying. Many who end up being bus conductors, who have been professors, but by virtue of the way and manner they were handled by some teachers. And that is why it is not somebody who gives an injection that kills a patient in the hospital that is killing. It is not somebody who is holding gun and shooting at a person that is killing that person. Somebody who is supposed to build life, but technically frightening life. However, if wherever they misbehave, let them know you are vehemently resisting it. You close your eyes to that. You know pertaining fundamentals, fighting, fundamentals, stealing, fundamental, rape, fundamental, drug addiction. These are fundamental issues. You close your eyes. You came when such happens so that it will not repeat itself. But slight ones that you can see, well, as a boy, well, the girl, just close your eyes. There are some like that. So it's not as if we are saying you should not use cane, but use cane sparingly so that you make the school setting interesting to them. I do cane them. When you misbehave, like him. So, I want to implore us that we are not saying should we use cane, but use pride. Thank you very much.
The principal permit me to stay in the existing protocol. I did not say that caning was not used in government college. I said caning was carried out in ceremonial ways. During our time, there were types of punishment. The smallest serious punishment was called school punishment, and that involved about 30 minutes grass cutting after school hours. The next stage of punishment was called school detention. School detention meant 3 hours grass cutting on Saturday after inspection of the dormitories. The next stage of punishment was caning. And by government college tradition, if you are pre-school punishment, you will earn 1 detention. If you have 3 detentions, you have 1 caning. If you have 3 canings, you are on your way out of government college. First of all, suspension. If you have 3 suspensions, you are expelled. These were the punishments we had done in our time. So, by the time you are qualified for caning, I told you the ceremony, the housemaster coming in a ceremonial way to the house to give you the caning. But by the time you have 3 detentions and 1 caning by the principal, because again, ceremonial, it had to be ceremonial, but smoking cigarette was a serious offense that could warrant caning during my time.
Thank you for doing justice to that question. The one I wanted to add is the area of prostrating, like you mentioned, right? You said, you know, things have changed, this is Africa and all that. But I tell you the truth, I have a son, and of course I'm an African, I'm from Ibadan, Core. Now it is right to prostrate, but if my son has to prostrate to somebody on the, with sand and all that, I expect that person to even say, don't bother. Just show respect, bow and all that. So you have a student, the floor is dirty, and you still expect that kind of student to prostrate when there is nowhere to go and wash his hands. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to shed light. So I think we should go soft on some of these things when it comes to culture. So we'll go right directly to the distribution of the certificates, and then we will call on Mr. Olasusi to come and do the vote of thanks. Thank you very much. Olajumo Jimika Kiri. So Olajumo Jimika Kiri. Oyinlola Omopake. Taiwo Adesola. Ojo F. Alice. Olayiwola Abiodun Stephen.
To stand on the saying of Shakespeare, one of his writings, he said, it is sharper than a serpent tooth to give birth to a thankless child. Because we are not thankless children, I want to thank the Almighty God who has made it possible for the organizers, the beneficiaries, the facilitators, and resource persons to be part of this epoch-making event. We bless you and the Lord for that. Then I want to go straight to the organizers of this occasion, the September 91 set. They have done something significant this afternoon. They have thought it fit and proper to remember their alma mater for good. My prayer is that God Almighty will remember them for good in all their human endeavors. They have watered others. God also will water them. Then we want to appreciate all our facilitators. Of course, it's an academic exercise, but too many, because all the facilitators, they gave their best. They made presentation novel, concrete, lively, empirical, and practical, and they gave in everything they have. In fact, I want to believe that every participant here today must have learned from the display of their wealth of experience. I want to really thank them so much. More importantly, I want to thank our ancient old boy. Am I correct? Ancient old boy. Okay. The person of the following. Your wisdom will continue to soar. Your understanding will continue to skyrocket. You never come down. You have taken us back to the annals of history of GCI. Except that you are too hard on some of us who are not privileged to have attended GCI. We look like second-class citizens as if we didn't go to school. So, but that is in a very light mode. You have done justice to the GCI tradition and values. For all of us, on behalf of the members of staff and the school principal, I want to say a very big thank you. More grace to you and every endeavor in Jesus' name. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Let me ask you a question. Don't say the name of your school. Do you have cars there? Thank you for coming. We really appreciate your presence. Please, let's take the good pictures now. Thank you.